babysitting Margaret and Russ, and I got drunk, fell in the playpen. They came home, I was asleep in the playpen.
Oh, you sat for me a couple of times,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I went out one night, and we came back, and I said, "How'd it go? Is everything all right?" And you were with one of your buddies, and you said, "Oh yeah, we just sat here and played cards. The kids sound asleep." And so I said, "Okay, well I gave him, his money, whatever it was," and they left. And I went in the bedroom, to see the kids were covered up, and here's Richard laying in the bed with this car stuck to the top of his head, a little tin car. And what had happened was, it was a little wind-up car, and Jimmy had run it on his head until the hair caught him. And so he just put him in bed with his car on his head. I had to cut it off, and of course it just killed him.
Whose hair? That was Richie's hair?
Richie, and
No.
he had this big bald spot on top of his head for days.
Wow.
Well, were you young enough or old enough to remember, was it Uncle Fritz terrorizing Aunt Margaret coming home from the movie theater?
Oh, no, he wasn't old enough, no.
No.
He wouldn't have remembered those days, because we were all little then. I was, Betty was a baby,
Oh, nice.
and we'd go to movies because it was right across the way. We were right behind, living right behind Duke's store, and Margaret was so scary and spooky, but she loved these damn
Horror movie?
no, what were they? Yeah, but
Like Count Dracula and all.
one's the Living Dead,
Zombies.
zombies, and she loved those. And we went to see one of those, and the boys had rigged up, rolling and taking a black thread, and they just ran it across the banister and back and forth down the steps, all the way to the bottom steps, and they had put 2 keys in one spot, and another spot they put a man's handkerchief, and of course Margaret comes home, and Mother says, "Now you go on, get home, go right straight up to bed, and don't you turn your lights on or anything, you just get right in bed." And we started going upstairs in the dark, and of course the keys start to jingle, and then the handkerchief started, and it was all in the dark, and these, you could feel these threads across. She started shrieking and screaming.
That sounds right.
Fun. And I was smaller. I was the smallest one, and even somehow I knew that was stupid, because they didn't scare me. I never was.
You didn't get scared by
No, I
things.
didn't get scared easy.
You didn't fall for that.
I knew they weren't really dead, those people.
I remember going to the movies, the black people sat up in the balcony.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I remember, I don't know how I wound up getting there, but I would wind up in the balcony sitting, this black lady's lap, watch the movie.
Probably
How old were
one
you?
of the
16?
cooks.
That's I remember Sarah in grandmother's kitchen, and she would fix meals. I don't know how long she'd been with her.
She'd been there a pretty good while, but Sarah went back to the years when Duke's, the building you see there now, there was a little wooden building on the corner, and the back of that wooden building was our house.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't remember living there at all. But
no, you didn't. You never lived there.
It was attached to the back of Duke's, you say?
It was a
bars, I
wooden
think.
building. One end of it was a store, and one end of it was a home. And Sarah worked in the kitchen at that time.
Whoa, so she had been with them a long
but
time.
she didn't stay with us all that time.
Oh, okay.
But,
So she came
but
back.
came and went.
Gotcha. Well, we
Now,
were,
I can remember that place real well. I don't know why.
Are
I
you
just got a
sure,
real
Uncle Jimmy? Because didn't Aunt Angela wind up getting that transfusion in that house?
Jimmy.
In that house.
No, that was.
Well, wasn't that part of the, where we lived with, I remember the house behind the store where Jimmy Wilkerson.
Exactly.
Lived.
That's where you were born when we lived there, weren't
I
you?
don't remember living there, but I remember them living there.
Okay.
I was always told that was our home. for
Yes, and you, I think you were born there because Angela was, and Angela, she came close to dying that night because Mother had something. She was going to give her a laxative, I think, or something. And she went out into the store, and at that time they had drugs out there. It was Upjohn's, and Upjohn's in that time put the laxative and something else, turpentine, both in a bottle, exactly the same size, exactly the same shape. And she reached up and grabbed the bottle, poured a dose, and gave it to the baby. And of course, a good dose of turpentine. And then, because I remembered, I woke me up, and the doctor came in the middle of the night, and it was dim, you know. There was a light on in Mother's room, and there was bustling around in there. And the doctor, I remember him looking out the window and seeing the doctor come in the door with his little black bag. And then she got, he had Boom do what he could. He was quick to save her, whatever it was.
Wow.
And it wasn't sterile, that sterile. And she got in, he gave her shots, and here, and here, and here. And they all,
got infected. Oh
and
my gosh.
she carries scars from that to
Really?
this day.
How old was she when that happened?
She was an infant. She was a
Wow,
baby.
that was
She was
scary.
She couldn't have been more than 6 months old. She'd never walked or anything.
Every time I think of Sarah in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
you know how we all go for the Christmas parties? Man, Grandma was a trip.
Chapstick stuff.
She was out there carving with that butt going, right?
Yeah.
She was carving the old ham, and she slices her finger, and she gets all over the old
Yeah.
ham. And she turns to me, and I'm like, Grandma, and she goes, don't tell anybody. She pinches it under the sink. To this day, I can't eat old ham. I'm like, "Ugh."
I remember being tough.
And then when she got older, she would ask me to do her hair, and I would go over and she wanted me to put this rinse on it, and I would tell her, "Can I make it really blue this time?" She was like, "Yeah, sure."
Get it good and blue.
Get it good and blue, and I would get it as blue, this blue
Yeah,
rinse to her hair. I would do her hair, and then you'd go over, and she'd always ask you, "Would you like to have something to eat?"
Yeah.
I never wanted to eat with her because all she had was Melba toast and cream of mushroom soup that she'd leave in the refrigerator.
Yeah, well,
in the
whatever
can,
she
it'd get
had,
moldy.
she never threw it away. And she'd say, "Come now, sit down and have some lunch."
I'd be like, "No,
And
I
I'd say,
think
no,
Mom's got
no, I gotta
dinner
go
for me."
home. My husband wants me home. I need to go home. The kids, take care of the kids. Because you knew that, well, and then after a while I got so I ate it, because if I didn't eat it, then I was going to get it the next time, or the next time, or the next time, because she just kept putting it away and scraping the green stuff off. Eating it up and offering it to you.
So let me ask you about back to the house behind it. So about where the bar is, was like a residence.
Yes.
And where the restaurant used to be, that used to be a store.
Yes.
And it was run by your father.
Duke Brothers.
The Duke-
And I have a little ad.
And the Duke brothers were who?
Kenneth, I believe, and Daddy.
Okay. And
Kenneth
then
Daddy's
Roland.
brother, Kenneth.
And then Kenneth got into the movie building. And you know the house where you all remember us living, where Linda got married in front
The
of
brick
the
house, right?
fireplace. Okay. At that time, that was in 1800 and something. That was a church. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I didn't know
then it got to be the town hall, and then Kenneth got a hold of it, and it became the movie theater, and it had silent movies
in the brick house.
in the brick house.
Wow.
And when Daddy bought it, see, it was all just a big. There were no floors in it, or no upstairs, downstairs
Oh,
windows.
really?
It was just
Okay.
Interesting.
everywhere where you see the windows, he bricked in between and changed these big, tall windows into windows downstairs and windows upstairs.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But
Are there any pictures of it back before that had happened?
there was one picture of it as a church. Mother had an old, that kind of picture where you have it on a cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
Frankie
Okay.
Tippett show us a picture when it was
No.
at church?
No, I don't think so. And a woman from Enterprise came and wanted to write a story about Mother. And she wrote this stupid story that was all, she got everything garbled up. And we never did see the picture. Didn't have the picture in the paper, and we never
Never got it back.
got the picture back. That was the only picture she had of it.
And you say you have an ad that said Duke Brothers.
Yeah, I got a little ad that Frankie Tippett comes by, and he goes to the library. He's a history fiend, and he goes through the old newspapers.
Right.
Anytime he catches something,
It's a
he
nice
has
ad.
he brought me a nice thing about my husband Frank that was in the papers, and about him hometown hero.
Inazio, right?
That was, I don't know.
He was in Italy?
He was overseas, and he had he killed a tank guy.
Oh, in the
tank.
war.
Yeah,
Which war would that have been?
World War II.
Two. Okay.
And
Not that old.
Well, I could have been
then
That's
he
true.
brought me another one, a great picture, a nice little picture of Frank shooting pool.
Okay.
Because that was in there because he belonged to a pool league, and he shot the point that won the
That's
game
right.
and dropped dead.
Nice.
Had dropped dead of a heart attack, and
Oh,
I
that's how that
often
happened.
thought,
Your
He was
father
out.
died like that?
Yeah.
yep,
He was in Pool League. and
he
went
was
out
up
with
in
his league.
Loveville,
Do you know where? What?
in
Loveville
Loveville
No
Tavern.
way.
Yeah. And he turned to Dickie Gatton. He
And-
had just made the shot that won it for his
League.
League,
and he
and he
passed
turned
it.
and he winked at Dickie Gatton and dropped dead on the
And
floor.
do you remember the year?
It was 1975, wasn't it?
Is
I
that
don't
right?
know, because I don't know numbers. I'm not one for
Right. Well, over thereabouts. I did not know that.
Yeah.
What?
That's yeah.
He would have loved it.
He would
And you know what I mean?
Oh,
If
yeah.
he had
Oh.
Guy
you say,
being
how would you
older.
like to
You would've
go?
what?
He would not have been a good person to age well.
He would have been a bitch.
I remember him telling me a tale that when they were in Italy, they were kind of got this stagnant wolf